Welcome to Baldur's Gate 3, Act 3, Ultimate Guide, or call it a walkthrough, however you like. What we're gonna cover here is everything that exists in Act 3. It's by far the hardest and the longest guide I ever did in a video game. The thing that I'll include in this guide would be all loot, quests, secrets, puzzles, and all the small little details that you can imagine. Let's not waste time. Let's go. Act 3 consists out of we can call it Rivington area, the very first map in Act 3. Then the lower city. This entire map would be the lower city with 1 million mini-maps on it. Then is the lower city sewers, this entire segment. And the final part of the game called the upper city, where the game ends. Now let's go to the first part, Rivington, and let's begin. First we're gonna cover the south part of Rivington. This would be the starting point of Act 3. Over here there's a great spot to dig. Right over here, there is a missing mother quest. The best way to resolve this is by denying them any help. The first waypoint, Rivington waypoint, would be close by. Down south, you got 2 towers. You can loot some scrolls here, and you can loot some potions on this spot over here. Again, all the way down south would be your dig option. You need to manually dig here, and another manual dig on this spot as well. That would be the southwest part. Now we're gonna transfer to the southeast. The very first thing that's going to happen would be the property battle. Your choice how you wanna resolve it. Okay, whether it's gonna be a battle or not. Anyways, refugees are inside the house, and the quest is well connected to the quest that happens here in the barn with the explosive dolls. It is completely your choice how you want to resolve this quest that's connected right over here. Later about it. So, once we resolve the property quest, you enter the house. There's gonna be a hatch key on the second floor on this spot, and over here would be a perception cellar that you can unlock with a hatch key. Right over here, you can go down. Over here would be the chest. There is the chest key to the left. And you can also lockpick this door to get in from the other side as well. That would be Arfurs Mansion. Now I said there's gonna be a cellar. Let's go straight to the cellar. Here we are at Arfur's basement, strongly connected to the explosive dolls. This is the ladder, up and down. Over here, in this area, there's around 50 traps. Go with someone with high perception, like Astarion, for example, and disarm all of those traps, or just jump, TP, do whatever you like to reach this part and trigger the explosive toys quest. Off we go. Now, once we're done with Arfurs Mansion and with the south part here, we're gonna transfer to the barn to connect with the explosive toys quest. The first thing that you're gonna encounter is the Shadows card quest. You're gonna speak with the NPC over here, and her quest continues. You will have a trader available at this spot. You can enter the barn right up from here, and inside the barn you will have to disarm explosives, or better to say explosive toys, and the quest will move on without spoiling anything else. Here in this empty spot, okay, all of this would be refugees, basically a big bad agenda about the refugees. And over here is a very important NPC in the game. Speak with him and you'll see what's gonna happen. Now that we're done with all of this, we're gonna transfer to this area over here where the windmill is. So up from the refugees north, the first thing that you can do is dig manually over here. Go to the Gur camp, trigger the quest with Astarion, make sure that you have Astarion in your team, and inside the hut here where the Gurs are, you have a chest to loot. Now, we're gonna transfer to the left from the Gurs camp. We're gonna dig right on this spot over here, go down, there's a windmill, enter the windmill, and let's go down now. This would be the windmill. Funny, very small, there is one mind flayer, he's gonna leave you a ring plus the brain upgrade, or better to say tadpole upgrade. You finish with a windmill. Now let's go up on the surface again. Now from the windmill, we're gonna go left and we're gonna visit the Rivington General building. The first thing you're gonna encounter here is the trader. The second thing is one very funny NPC that you need to trigger. And the next thing is you're gonna get 200 XP if you persuade on this spot. Down is a deep gnome hatch. So let's go immediately to the Deep Gnomes and collect the quest for the factory. Here we are in Deep Gnomes hideout. The first thing where you entered from the hut above would be the ladder here. This is way up and down. There's plenty of NPCs, there's some traders, there's some NPCs from Act 1 and from Act 2 as well. And this is where you're gonna collect the quest for the Steel Watch that happens in the end of the lower city. Also, there is another way in to Deep Gnomes hideout. It's from the cave right over here, the way in and out. I'll show you later where it leads to. Now we go back up to the Rivington, to the city. Now from the Rivington General building, we're gonna go to the Circus and we're gonna go to the Open Hand Temple. These are the two things that you need to resolve immediately, so we're gonna stick with this area right over here now. So the first thing we're gonna check is the Circus. There's plenty of ways into the Circus. You can go through the monastery, then from the graveyard, then right over this door you enter the Circus. You can go through the main door, you can jump up from here. It's your choice how you wanna do it. Go through the main door is the easiest. Once you enter the main door, the first thing that you're gonna encounter is trader with paids. The next thing that you're gonna encounter is a djinn with a lot of different things to do. Now, speaking about him, how you should do it. You should gamble 15 times in a row to get all gear. And on a 16th time, you want to steal the ring from the djinn so he stops cheating. Then you're gonna get TP'd to the special area where you're gonna loot a legendary item, alright? And then you're gonna come back and finish the convo with djinn. That's the best way to resolve the quest with the djinn. After we're done with this idiot here, we're gonna transfer to the next trader where you can order the statue for your camp. Cosmetic. After that, we go north. Here is the trader with some solid items, and here is a clown quest body part. Loot it. Speaking about clown quest body part, here is where it starts, where you are supposed to collect Dribbles the clown body parts for the necromancer over here, and the reward would be the gloves once you do it. Body parts for Dribbles the Clown are scattered throughout the entire Act 3, and it's a quest that's gonna take easily 50 hours to be done. North from the Necro Trader is a chest that you can lockpick for additional loot. We're still in the Circus now, we're gonna go back down south. Here are some funny conversations and so on, as well as here you can get a clown outfit. Here is the displacer. In the cage, you can lock the cage so it won't join on a fight with fake Dribbles the Clown. Expect a fight on this spot. Behind is a spot where you can dig, and that would be the Circus. You collected the quest for Dribbles the Clown, tons of traders, one fight, and that's about it. Now it's the monastery. You can enter from the main door, you can enter from the Circus. You can enter from here as well, so pick where you wanna go. Anyways, what's inside? On a rooftop is Tara. Make sure that you have Gale in your party, so that's all the way up on a rooftop. This is the way up and down inside the hut. There is a hatch that leads to the cave. We're gonna check it out immediately. Here is where you're gonna collect the Father Lorgan's quest. On this spot, inside the chest, you're gonna find gloves for a monk. And there is a perception check on a chest over here. Behind the monastery, behind the cathedral, there's tons of graves to dig and so on. But this one is the murder quest grave that you need to resolve. Speak with the dead and so on, you know, once you dig up the corpse. Back to the hatch and see where it leads to. So this would be the area under the monastery. Way that we came in would be from here. That leads to the monastery. So from this area up over here, there you got perception checks, okay, everywhere for the levers, and the door opens and you get to finish the monk quest, Hideous Laughter, if you remember from Act 1 in Grimforge, where you collected the amulet inside the lava. Well, this is where it ends. You approach the sarcophagus and check what happens. Also, you want to open this door, you do it from the lever here. There's also a room over here with scrolls and potions. You can jump an easy access, okay, from these two areas up here. And there is this part over here. It's from the outskirts. Okay, so one entrance would be from the monastery, the other one would be from the outskirts. If you entered from the outskirts, there is an immediate doppelganger fight in front of you. And then you do all of this and you finish in the monastery. If you go from the monastery, then you finish all of this and then go for the doppelgangers fight. And you exit in the outskirts. Through here. On this side, there's a chest. There's a cloud kill around. Be careful. Send only one guy to loot it all. Do not jeopardize your entire team because of one chest. And down here would be gold, scrolls, and some clown body parts. So now that we're done with the circus and we're done with the monastery, we got one perception check here where the well is. So between the Sword Coast Couriers, between the temple and the Rivington General store, right here is the perception well. Once you trigger the perception, you can go down the well. Let's go down. So this would be under the well, the cave under the well. Basically, there is something to loot up here. There is one manual dig on this spot. When you stand over here, you can shoot the wheel across, no matter what, crossbow, bow, whatever. Shoot the wheel, the door, the passage will open. You're gonna jump through and exit through here. Let's see where it leads to. The exit leads straight to this spot over here, so you can call it the northeast part of the south part of the Rivington. Alright, because there is a north part as well where the tower is. So this is where you are, in the outskirts. So now we did everything that exists over here, and what's only left is the Sword Coast Couriers. Here is a Tara quest. Tara would be on a rooftop here, okay? I don't want to spoil way too much with pigeons, okay? So, resolve that, go up here, and get it done. Here would be one perception check where you can do the key, and that would be it with the south part. Now, we have the outskirts, we got the middle part, and we got the north part of Rivington. What we're gonna do now is the middle part, this area over here. So what we got here is a way up and down where you get to the outskirts. You got a deep gnome entry. That's the second entry from the deep gnome's caves. If you remember from the Rivington General, deep gnome hatch, it's connected to this area, okay? Deep gnome hatch, deep gnome entry. On this side, on the left, down the stairs, all the way up here is where you can manually dig for additional loot and belongs to the outskirts. We're gonna go back from the Sword Coast Couriers north. This area over here has a chest with a dominate scroll inside of it. Now north, the first tower, there is a chest on a floor 2, on a second floor, with some potions. Right here on the right is another chest, and you also have a jump point from here to here, okay, if you wanna access without triggering the guards, alright? Because the guards are straight up here. The next thing you're gonna do is trigger the waypoint, and now we're gonna enter Shares Kares. And here, from the waypoint, when you enter Shares Kares, there's tons of NPCs, a lot of funny things to do, basically. And this is where the explosives quest ends. Okay, so the one from the barn, the one from the refugees mansion, okay, big bad agenda. This is where it ends, on this spot, in Shares Kares. Talk with the NPC here. Also, on the third floor, in Shares Kares, you can earn a buff once you complete this quest. Across Shares Kares would be the Fraygo's Flophouse. On the third floor is the killer's room. You need to resolve a mass murder in Baldur's Gate. and this is how it starts. Basically, a perception check on the 3rd floor will open a hidden door to access the killer's room. There are 5 chests on the 2nd floor. And there's a very interesting wardrobe on the 3rd floor on this spot over here. When I show it like this, and when I say 2nd floor, 3rd floor, 1st floor, they look different. That's why I'm typing it like this, 2nd, 3rd, 1st. You know, it ain't gonna look like this when you're on the 3rd floor. It's gonna look different. North from Fraygo's Flophouse would be this area over here. On a 2nd floor, you can find an evidence for the murder. On a 2nd floor, there's also a ladder up on this spot. Devil Raphael awaits you on the 2nd floor as well for additional quest. There's like 10 different outfits on this spot on the 2nd floor. And on the 1st floor, you got a chest in a corner. Now from this area, we're done with Shares, we're done with the Flophouse, we're done with the middle part. Now we go to the potion shop. This is where you need to have Jaheira in your team. And once you speak with the trader over here, he'll open the door for the basement. In the basement, there's an ambush. Once you finish all of that, Jaheira will give you additional quests to find Minsk. And you also have a trader on the 2nd floor in this building. And there are some herbs and potions to find on this spot. Across Dancing Axe, there is Carm's Garm. Or better to say, this is the outfit store. Nothing important. That ends the middle part of Rivington. Okay, the south part, the middle part. Now we go to the outskirts, under the middle part. Now we are in the middle part, outskirts as I like to call it, everything that's not connected to the upper part of the map. So the first thing where we're gonna start off is from the well cave exit. So from this well, you're gonna end up here, and now we cover the entire coast all the way to the left. So in the top right corner of these outskirts, you have a dig spot over here, and you have a dig spot over here. Then you're gonna pass under the bridge, alright? Right over here, under the bridge, all the way up here, straight up to the cave under the bridge in this area here. Let's see where it leads to. You can see it from up here how it is. Okay, we are under the bridge. This is where all the traders are. We're directly under the bridge here. So you got a cave mouth under the bridge. And guess where we are? Where Tasha Hideous Laughter quest is. The amulet you got from Act 1. I already explained this entire map, just so you know where it leads to. So now we continue up left, all the way down here. We get a chest on a broken ship on both sides. One of them is trapped. We continue down the shore. There is million traps over here. Once you detect and disarm them all, you move forward all the way up here, and you're gonna reach a gang fight. Basically different guilds fighting for dominion here. Your choice how you wanna deal with this. After you're done with the fight and you loot them all, you will find one parasite, Mind Flayer parasite, and on the ship you will find 2 additional Mind Flayer parasites for upgrades and 1 chest. And now all that is left now is to enter the cave entry here and check what's inside. Let's go. Here we are inside the cave. This is the entry, way up and down. Down here would be boots for a monk and a chest where you can grab solid loot and some gold. Down, right over here, is where additional loot is. You need to traverse down in order to unlock. This is still bugged. I believe they're gonna fix it because you can see how it is on the map. Basically, loot everything there is down here and off we go up. So, we're done with the south part of Rivington. We're done with the outskirts. We're done with the middle part, the bridge part. And now we're entering the tower. The tower consists out of caves under the tower, prison under the tower, base level, second level, and the top of the tower. So how much is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels in the tower. Okay, The tower is where Gortash is, one of the main villains in the game. The other one is Keterik Torm, and the third one would be Oren. We dealt with Keterik Torm in Act 2, and in Act 3 we need to deal with Gortash and Oren. The first thing that we're gonna cover is the outskirts of the tower. Over here, there is the key under the bridge. You can traverse and jump through all of these small green parts over here, get behind. There is a spot to dig manually over here, and then if you have a spell called Gaseous Form, you turn yourself into a gas, or as I like to call it, you turn yourself into a fart. You can pass through a pipe, and you're gonna end up in a prison under the tower. That is one entry. There's more, of course. This is only one. On the right side, you can also go down here. There is a prison entry from this spot as well. So from this spot and from this spot. What's the difference? This prison entry leads down to the caves under the prison, while this prison entry only leads to the prison, but you cannot access the caves. So that's the difference between these two entries, basically. There is a third entry to the prison, and that's from inside the tower. Over here, you can find a chest, and over here is where you go to the lower city. Baldur's Gate, lower city, or better to say, a new map opens up here. So now what we got left is the tower, Gortash Tower, or so-called Wyrm's Rock Fortress. Why Wyrm? Wyrm is a dragon, hence, mini spoiler, dragon is sleeping in the caves under the tower. I don't want to spoil anything else. So now, let's start from here. There are 7 chests in this area. Once you unlock this, you also get additional reward. Pay attention on this. There is a chest on floor 3. There is a way up and down the tower that would be from this part over here. Okay, jump, 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 up, all the way up and down to the tower. So, another access to the tower, basically. This is the main gate. The main entry from the lower city, from the prison, from the ladder. So you pick where you want to enter the tower. There is a safe in a wall on a floor 3 on this spot. There's additional loot on these corners. There is a chest with a medium armor as well. There is also a trader on the default floor. First floor. There is a prison entry on the first floor, right on this spot. And on the third floor is where you can fight Gortash as well. But that's late, mega late game. Of course, there's a waypoint in the middle on the base floor. You need to have Will in your team, because this is where Mizora will trigger the quest with Will. Right on this spot over here. Or if she doesn't summon on this spot, she will be right here. After you cross the bridge, Mizora. So, depends where you find her first. If you go to the bridge first, Mizora will spawn here. Or, if you enter this room, Mizora on a base floor, before you speak with Gortash, will spawn here. Just make sure that you have Will in your party. Basically, this covers Will and Carla quest. Carla wants to speak with Gortash as well, so you need both Will and Carla. Will, because of Mizora and his father. Carla, because of Gortash. There is a lever, a hidden perception lever, that can unlock a door here. That's gonna lead you down, all the way down to the prison entry from the inside the tower. So here is where the lever is on the base floor. What is also important to say, when you go floors up and down and so on, there's a lot of explosive battles and mini loot, you know, gold, trinkets, amulets and so on to recover. For trading only, basically, so I didn't mark them on a map, but tower is full to the brim with things like that. So pay attention what you loot and check every corner of the map. I just showed what's the most important here. 2 or 3 ways to deal with the tower, by the way. Ignore Gortash, speak with Gortash, attack Gortash immediately. The third option is the hardest by far. You can deal with Gortash, kill Oren, kill Gortash, and then go and finish the game, or you can make a deal with Gortash and kill Orin, or you can make deal with Orin and kill Gortash. This all depends out of your choices and out of the player. Okay, so plenty of ways to deal with the tower. Your choice how you want to do it. Anyways, if you decide to kill Gortash, he will await on the top floor of the tower. Or they call it fortress here, it's more like a tower. But whatever. And now we can go to the prison. Prison, no matter where we enter, we're gonna end up in the same spot unless we enter from the gas cellar over here. Now let's say that we're gonna enter here with a gaseous form, or better to say we enter as a fart. Now let's go down and see what's in the prison. This would be the form that you can take to pass through a mouse hole, okay, and you end up in a prison. If you decide to enter from here, there is a new dungeon waiting for you, or so-called Baldur's quest, or better to say, the creator, the maker of Baldur's Gate, Baldur, and his puzzle awaits you on the spot. This is the exit. Once you're done with his dungeon, a new way will open up, and this is the exit where you're gonna come out. Okay, so you enter from here, you complete all of this, and then the exit from here, and that will be the left part of the prison. Here you can find a chest, and this would be the entry point when you entered as a guest. Here is a hidden door. Once you pass, this is the real prison. This is the fake prison, or better to say a new dungeon, and this is the real prison. So in the real prison, this is a way out and way in from the tower. This is a way out and a way in from the right side of the map. Okay, I showed you 3 entrances to the prison, and this is the guest entry prison. So let's say we entered from the tower. You're gonna see some jailers, basically, over here. You can kill them, and you can kill one patrolling guy over here, and that's about it. On this side, there is a storage room where you can loot items and so on, and there is a breakable wall here. Over here are the cells, alright, where the prisoners are. You need to set this very important NPC free from the cage, and you can loot 2 chests. Here is a very strange prisoner, and here is a very strange skull. Don't want to spoil anything else. That would be the prison. Now we're gonna go to the Baldur's quest, or better to say Baldur map. Let's go deeper down. Deeper down is the so-called Wyrmsway. This is the name of the map. And you're gonna start up from here, open the door with a password that you'll find along the way. I won't discover where though. And once the door opens, you go through here, and now 1, 2, 3, 4 puzzles await. Statue for each puzzle. This is how it looks like. Okay. Baldur puzzles. 4 statues. Every area, every of these 4 areas, 1, 2, 3, 4, will unlock a statue. Once all 4 are unlocked, a door will open that's gonna lead you deeper down. So we need to resolve 4 puzzles. Let's say we start from the left puzzle. Chamber of Justice. What is there to say about the Chamber of Justice? There are 3 paintings here. This is the good one on this spot. You remove Curse, or you use Banish on a shadow, and the problem is solved. You triggered the first statue. So, remove Curse works on a painting, Banish works on a shadow. Problem is solved. The next puzzle is basically battle. You remove a torch and waves of enemies spawn around you. Once you kill them, the next statue opens up. The next one would be the chessboard, where you need to resolve the puzzle. You need to move the rook first. After the rook, you move horse to protect the queen, and you resolve the puzzle. And the last one would be to kill the right NPC in this room. Once you cross, you go through here, or you can stand from here and whack Suelto. That's the name of the NPC you wanna kill. Once you kill him, you know that there's different NPCs standing there. You need to kill the right one. In this area are basically books that will work. If you really want to do it the right way, you need to put spell hold monster on a book. They stop moving, you can read them, and you're gonna realize who the real villain is. And then you kill Suelto. Okay. All in all, once you're done with this, main entry opens up, and now we go deeper down to Baldur's Dragon. And the final thing on this map would be the Dragon's Sanctum. You get to fight the dragon here. You get to loot Baldur's helmet, there is nothing else. You get out, and you end up on the stairs in the prison that I showed you. That's everything there is with this part of the map. It's time to go to the lower city of Baldur's Gate, but first, what I want to do is tell you the exact order of how you should do quests and how you should trigger quests in Rivington, or let's say default walkthrough, canon walkthrough, the best possible walkthrough in Rivington. The order of things. Let's go. So how do we do things in Rivington? You start from here. You do the property battle, you do the refugees, you trigger the basement, you go to the barn, you trigger the barn, you go to the Gur camp, you trigger Gurs with a Starion. That's how we finish up this part as well as the windmill. After you're done with all of that, you're gonna trigger the NPC here in the middle, you're gonna transfer to the circus, trigger all NPCs, finish the quest, trigger Dribbles the clown. You're gonna go to the Hand Temple, you're gonna trigger everything that exists how I showed you, okay, without entering the basement. Then you're gonna go here, collect Tara's quest, find Tara on a rooftop, and once we're done with all of this, you're gonna go down to those caves, well, and so on. Then you're gonna complete Tasha's Hideous Laughter quest, you're gonna find body parts, okay, for the murder quest and so on. Then you're gonna transfer to the outskirts, you're gonna do everything there is on the coast, okay, including the caves and everything that exists. You're gonna speak with deep gnomes, you will accept the quest for the factory, for the lower city, and then we're gonna go to the middle part, okay, right over here. Once we do all of that, you're gonna finish your quest in Shares for the explosive toys. You're gonna finish Jahira's quest over here. You're gonna do everything that's available on the bridge. Then you're gonna go and speak with Gortash. Then you're gonna do the prison, but you won't do Baldur's dungeon. You're gonna do it like 50 hours later. So Baldur's dungeon, I just showed you how it is. You don't go there. You just go to the prison, to the right side of the prison. You don't go to the left side of the prison from the pipe. You're gonna enter from here. Then you finish with prison, you finish with Gortash, and then you cross the bridge and enter the lower city. That's the best way to deal with all quests in a specific order. The best order to do stuff. Now let's go to the freaking lower city. It's a huge map, and I hope you have patience. Welcome to the lower city. This humongous map is the biggest one in the game, and there's a lot to cover. Now, how I divided a lower city so we can follow it up easier. The first segment would be this. The second segment would be this. Then is the third segment, all of this. That covers the first part. 3 segments that cover the first part. Then it's the first segment north in the middle part. Then it's the south in the middle part. And then it's what I like to call left part. Everything that's up over here. Every building basically here has a hatch, basement, cellar, dungeon, mini dungeon. Plus there's the sewers. Okay, the sewers are big as well. Okay, huge map. So there's a lot to cover. Let's begin from the very start where you're gonna enter. So this is the starting point. Okay, this segment of the map. Let's cover this part. Once you start from here, where the bridge is, you're gonna trigger the waypoint Basilisk Gate. Here is the bounty board, and here is the journalist quest. You finish those 2, then we transfer north. North, we enter the gate barracks. Okay. Inside, there is a missing daughter quest. Trigger it. Here is a chest, and here is a prison entry. Let's go down to the prison immediately. Here we are in the prison. This is the entry point. On the right side, there's a chest. Over here are 2 chests to loot, and there's the office key in this room. Down here, you can speak with some NPCs, you can speak with a red trader, and there is a hidden stash on this spot. Over here is a breakable wall, some crates and so on that leads deeper down to the sewers. This is one out of many sewers entry. Okay, I showed you the sewers. We don't go to the sewers, we go back up. We're done with the prison. Now that we're done with the mini south part and the barracks and the prison, the next thing that we're gonna check out is this small hut over here and find the clown parts. Tribbles, the clown, okay, or the necromancer in the circus in Rivington. Here, in the middle, is a Stormshore tabernacle. Better to say, this is where the statues of the gods are. It depends out of your main character, the origin character, depends who you play with and how it is. Basically, you can receive buffs, perma buffs or perma debuffs, reward, loot and so on. You will need to interact with every single statue, okay? And then you'll know what to do. Test things out, alright? Also, there's one NPC inside the room. It's the trader that you can trade with. Now, we're done with all of this. We're gonna transfer to this segment over here. The first and the obvious thing would be the tavern, full with NPCs where you can speak with everyone. There's really a lot of them, so you're gonna spend some time here. On the second floor is the part of the murder quest in this area. Here, on a rooftop, there is a perception check. And here is a way down to the basement where you can loot stuff. Let's go down. This would be the Elfsong Tavern basement. Once you kill the rats that are in front of you, they're gonna drop a ring. Then you're gonna go here to the left, press the perception button. It's gonna unlock a door and it leads deeper down to the Emperor's quest. Let's go deeper. Deeper down would be the Knight of the Shield dungeon. Here is where we're gonna face Githyanki. Make sure that you're gonna have Lae'zel in your team. Over here, there's a key to Mausoleum. On this spot is another key that you can loot. Githyanki ambush awaits you in the middle. There is a perception button over here. Gonna unlock a door. You're gonna enter here. And there are 10 perception checks in this room with a lot of loot. I don't wanna spoil. Everywhere around in this room are perception checks and loot. Loot everything. Once you're done, you can go down the hatch and it leads, guess where? To the sewers. We don't go to the sewers, we go back up to the lower city again. So, we're done with the Elfsong Tavern. Over here also, under this bridge between the Stormshore and the Barracks, there is another entry to the sewers. We're gonna go from that entry up there, where Dribbles the Clown parts were, all the way up here, enter on this door, get inside this barrack. Behind the painting, you drag and drop the painting. The button will appear. You click on a button. So, button reveals the door. The door leads down to the Boooal dungeon. Let's go down and see what it is. Welcome to Basilisk Crypt, or better to say Boooal's Crypt. This is the entry point. Up north, there's tons of traps. Be careful. And here is a chest to loot once you avoid all of the traps over here. Then you can go to the right, you pass through this door, you go up here. There are guards, undead guards. Your choice whether you want to kill them or you want to negotiate. Once you enter here, there's gonna be an option to attack or join. This is connected to the main quest. Sarevok Anchev, better to say Orin's grandfather. Okay, one of the main villains in the game. Once you deal with Sarevok, you're gonna acquire some great loot out of Sarevok. Then you're gonna go north. You're gonna enter the prison, you're gonna collect the key over here, and then with the key you can unlock everything that exists. And here is a chest, and another chest over here. Now you go down south, all the way down. There's a keyhole over here for the key that you find, and you unlock this room. Here is where Detective Valeria is hidden. Okay, or better to say, they captured Valeria. You set Valeria free, there is Sarevok's golden key on this spot, and it unlocks the chest over here, and that would be Boooal's Crypt, the entire mini dungeon. What you get out of this dungeon, by the way, is a lot of info for the main quest that I don't want to spoil. Now up we go to the lower city again. Now we're done with all of this. We're done with the tavern. We're done with Sarevok Barracks, okay, down under. And now we're gonna cover the graveyard. Graveyard is full to the brims with different dungeons. As you can see how it is, we're gonna cover this spot over here. So let's say that from Sarevok's dungeon, we go from here, enter, we go down here, and we start right from this spot. Graveyard consists out of a lot of different things. There is one corpse that you can dig out over here and trigger the entire map on you, so be careful when you do it. Try to sneak or do it with invisibility potion. You're gonna need a lot of invisibility potions, by the way, if you wanna dig every grave out. Now, we go down south. Over here is the grave for Shadowheart's quest. Make sure that you have Shadowheart in your team. There is a hole that leads straight to the sewers over here. We don't go there, by the way. There is a Durimbold Mausoleum entry. There is a mortuary entry. There is a key on the second floor of this barrack here. There is a dig spot on this location here. There is another dig spot that will trigger a kobold ambush here. Make sure to do it, it's a very fun fight. There is another mausoleum entry over here. There is a Gorion key over here. So basically you loot up a key and then you open a mausoleum. There is a grand mausoleum entry on this spot as well. There is a huge fight with undead once you start up this conversation. And there is a dig spot over here. Also, there's a trader on this spot that sells flowers. So, what we're gonna cover are all mausoleums under the graveyard. Let's go. So, what we got is Durimbold Mausoleum, Hoon Mausoleum, Gorion Mausoleum, and Ancient Mausoleum. First, we're gonna do Durimbold. Here we are at Durimbold Mausoleum. So, from the entry point, there is a ghost ambush that you can resolve by triggering one of these crypts, okay? Once you kill the pet owner, pets will also disappear, okay? Dogs, better to say, ghost dogs. And on this spot, there's a hole in a wall that leads you to another mausoleum. Now let's go. The next mausoleum that we're gonna cover is Hoon Mausoleum. This would be Hoon's Mausoleum. The entry point, there's a breakable wall that leads to another mausoleum. Okay, we're gonna cover it later. There is a pressure plate here. There is a key tile that you can loot. There is a pressure door for the pressure plate. And inside there's loot. And that would be Hoon Mausoleum. Now we transfer to the other mausoleum. The next mausoleum would be Gorion. So from Hoon Mausoleum to Gorion Mausoleum, another entry point and a breakable wall over here, and here down there is a perception hole that leads to the first mausoleum that I showed you. Of course, there's loot over here, nothing special, gold mostly, loot everything out, and let's go to the last mausoleum. The last mausoleum would be the Ancient Mausoleum. Here we are in the Ancient Mausoleum. The entry point, there are two chests right over here. There is a strength check sarcophagus that you can loot, and here would be scrolls. That's everything you need to know about the Ancient Mausoleum. There's nothing else. Let's go up to the lower city. So, we're done with this part. We're done with the tavern, we're done with Sarevok Anchev, we're done with the entire graveyard. And now we're gonna transfer to the Forge of the Nine and the Devil's Fee. So, in the Forge of the Nine, there is Carla's quest with her iron, okay, once you visit the blacksmith from Act 1. And inside the house is where the blacksmith's items are. You can loot everything there is inside, and then we go to the basement. Let's see what's down in the blacksmith's basement. Devil's Fee, Forge of the Nine mix basement. One belongs to the Devil's Fee house, the other one belongs to the Forge of the Nine. So what we got is left and right side. There is a key in the books on this spot. There is a chest. There is a wall, break the wall passage. There is gloves and boots on this area, and a way in and out. Now, From the blacksmith basement, we go back up to the Devil's Fee building. Here we are in the Devil's Fee. We came out from the hatch right in front of the trader. Trader has really good items. You can pick whether you want to buy or steal. And once you speak with a trader, you're gonna get a way how to enter Hell, or better to say, how to enter Raphael's House of Hope. Very important for the main quest. On a second floor, there's a great helmet. Behind the trader, there is a bust perception check. On the second floor, there's a chest on this spot. Also, on the second floor, there's some good scrolls to loot. There's an owl cat on a rooftop. Now, speaking about rooftops, nearly every rooftop in a game where you see white like this is where you can walk, okay, on a roof. Nearly every roof has hidden perception planks where you can find some additional loot. How do you reach the rooftops if not from ladder, and if not available from jumping, you can do it with a TP, or better to say, with Dimension Door and Misty Step. So the bottom line is, make sure to visit every rooftop in the lower city. Now where were we? A rooftop, there's Tara on the rooftop. There is a perception check here on the first floor. There is a plank on a rooftop. Perception check here. There's another perception check, and there's a chest over here to loot with good items. There's a chest, very good chest on a second floor to loot, and there's another chest on the first floor. Also here you can find infernal gems. You're gonna get special amount of items, you know, from the trader, and as well you can find them here in locked cabinets, display cases, and so on. And basically what's gonna happen is the portal to Hell, or better to say, how to open up a portal to the House of Hope, where Raphael is. You need those items and you need to place them in a specific order. Okay, so how do we place items to open up the way to Hell? From the desk, skull goes here, you just drag and drop. Alright. From your inventory, drag and drop. So skull goes here. On this spot is incense. On this spot is a diamond. And on this spot is a coin of mammon. And in the center, I forgot what it was in the center, the last item in your bag that you're gonna receive from the trader. That one goes into a center. I think it's a candle. I'm not sure though. But this is how you resolve the puzzle and you enter the House of Hope. Now, who should you have for the House of Hope? You should probably have Carla, because she's strongly connected to Hell, and you should have Will, because he is also strongly connected to Hell. But basically, every origin character works in the House of Hope. I just told you what's the best one to have in your team. Let's go to the House of Hope. Let's visit Raphael. Here we are in the House of Hope. This would be the entry point. Oh yeah, you go up, you speak with the NPC over here, then you go to the left, and you're gonna circle around everywhere, loot everything there is, speak with the other NPCs and so on, enjoy Hell while you're at it. And here is a perception check, and here is the chest. On this spot there's very good loot. Here there is great loot, and there is a door that can be opened only with a special key. Now, you won't have the key is over here, okay? You get it with a conversation from the archive with the NPC, and then you can unlock the door. There is other way in. To the right, you go to the balcony here, jump, and left, we go to the Raphael's bedroom. Okay, jump, 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 and you enter Raphael's bedroom. Here is where one very strange thing awaits for you, okay? And once you're done with this, there is a perception trap over here, and there is a safe in a wall that requires a password that you can easily get on this map if you spoke to every NPC that I told you. And in the middle, in the boudoir, in the well, you can restore your HP and spells for free without the need to rest. Use it often. you can use it as many times as you like. On this side there is a chest with great loot, and on this side there is chest as well. The lever opens up the door if you did not use Boudoir key. So if you never went to the archive, then you entered from the jumping points over here, and then you press the lever and you open the door. If you spoke with the NPC in this archive room, then you open the door with the key and resolve everything in the order that I told you. As far as the archive goes, there is Orpheus Hammer to set the prince free. I don't want to spoil way too much. It's the main quest. It's a very important item. The most important item in the game, basically. It's in the House of Hope. Aside from the Orpheus Hammer, there is gloves that give 23 strength flat. Best strength gloves in the game. And there is an amulet that gives 23 constitution flat. Okay, so 3 extremely great items, if not the best items in the game, are in the archive in the House of Hope. Once we're done with the archive and with the boudoir and with the entire part in the middle and whatnot, we have outer portals over here. You can check out different areas. This is like lore part, okay, where you can check Neverwinter and other parts. Once we're done with that, there is a hatch that leads down to the prison where you need to set the Hope free. This is the House of Hope. You need to set the Hope free. You'll know when you get inside, once you speak with the NPCs. Inside the prison, there is a contract. There is a double check door downstairs, there is a staff to find as well, and there is a helmet that you can receive damage from crits as well. Once you're down in the prison and you fight the fight and you set Hope free, you need to escape. So it starts from here. The entire House of Hope will go against you. There's a lot of fighting everywhere. Your goal is to go back to the foyer and escape the portal. That's when something happens, and it's on you how you will resolve this. Alright, and that would be the entire House of Hope. This is your entry, and this is as well your exit. That's everything there is with the House of Hope. I didn't want to spoil way too much. Enjoy your run in the House of Hope. Let's go back to the lower city. So now that we're done with everything, all that's left is this part to finish with the first section of lower city. So where we're gonna go up next is the wine festival. In a wine festival, there is a murder case that I don't want to spoil any further. Once you're done with it, you can enter inside. There's Timmy the Orphan to speak with. There is the wine cellar key, and this is your wine cellar entry, as well as a key on the second floor that you can loot. Once you loot all of this and resolve the wine festival, we enter the hatch with a wine cellar key. Now let's go down to the wine cellar. This would be the wine cellar, the entry point. On this side, there's a plank, perception plank. Loot everything under the plank. There is a perception painting here. Once you discover this will open up and you're gonna loot 2 chests inside, some potions, scrolls and whatnot in this room. And that will be the wine cellar. Let's get back to the lower city. So now we're done with the wine cellar and with the wine festival, wine house. Now we're gonna go to the Bone Cloak's apothecary. You're gonna spot some familiar NPCs inside, traders from Act 1 Underdark. And there is a chest to loot here, and there is a way down to the mini Underdark. Let's see what's down. This would be the mini Underdark. On this side there's a chest, there's a lever, the door opens, hidden door. There's additional chests, there's additional potions, loot everything around here, care for explosive traps and so on this entire route. There is additional loot here, you're gonna go back up, you're gonna have your last loot on this spot, go to the mushroom, jump down, exit, and up we go to the lower city again. So we're done with the Bone Cloak's apothecary, we're done with the wine festival, and what's left now is this entire part, and we're done with the first segment of the map. Down from the Bone Cloak's apothecary, there is a waypoint. Trigger it. here is the way up to Astarion's quest. We're gonna leave it for now. We're gonna go down south. There are two traders. One sells great armor, the other one sells a great bow. Whether you wanna buy or steal, this is your choice. There's also a chest behind one trader and a chest behind the other trader. Your choice how you wanna resolve this. Great loot anyways around here. And now what is left is this. Now we're gonna do Baldur's Mouth and this segment over here. So from between these two waypoints, basically, Baldur's Mouth, these two houses. The first one would be here. There are 6 chests on floor 2, and there is a perception pouch on the spot. Now we transfer to Baldur's Mouth. This is where the newspapers are printed. Also the part of a very important quest. You are there to stop the bad news that you arrived in the city. So you will enter on a main door, and we are in Baldur's Mouth. On the right, there's a chest. On the left, there's a chest. Down there is the main editor. You can speak with him, but he's gonna get you out of the building, so better not. What you need to do is play smart. On a rooftop of Baldur's Mouth, there is a perception plank to loot. Here is a way down to where they print the newspapers. You don't wanna use that because you're gonna trigger the entire building on you. You wanna go down here, past the guard, okay, where the chest is, and there is a way down once you press the lever, and it's gonna lead you down where they print newspapers. Also, there is another entrance. It's from the rooftop. From this rooftop building close by, you can transfer to the rooftop of this building, and you can descend straight down to elevator if you cannot pass from here. Okay, so there's basically 2 ways, one from above, one from the inside, and the third way, the most stupid one, where you trigger the entire building on you. We need this lever to go down. Let's go down. So, here we are at Baldur's Mouth basement. Over here, there are 2 bots with a lot of XP. Once you kill them, they're protecting the print house. And on this spot where the wall is, there's another way in and out. We go down here, we loot everything in this room. We're gonna collect 2 prints in this room, because you're gonna need them for the printing machine, and in this room there are 3 prints scattered around. So 2 over here, 3 over here. Collect them all, kill 2 bots, go to the printing machine, give the print that you want, and that's how the news are going to appear once you rest, or better to say, tomorrow. Okay, that's the end of the quest for Baldur's Mouth. Now up we go to the lower city again. So now, once we're done with Baldur's Mouth, we're gonna go down here, all the way down, enter the house, get a perception check, loot the key, go back, go down, all the way down, enter the door. This is the murder case room, by the way. There is a perception check twice on this spot. There is a key for the hatch, and there's a hatch to go down. Let's go down and see where it leads to. This leads to the Pier 3 basement. From the entry point, there is a murder story here. You also need to loot everything around, pass through the door over here, and there is a safe to loot. Plus some additional chests here, and that would be it. Plus there's some scrolls, gold, and so on. Basically loot everything there is. It's a rich basement. Up we go to the lower city. Now that we're done with this, we're gonna go down the stairs, and there is a guild hall entrance. Guild hall entrance leads down to the sewers, where the guild is, one of the factions in the lower city. Later about it. In this hut, there is a perception check quest. Check it out. Here, in this hut, across the guild hall entrance, so pay attention where we are. Across the guild hall entrance, you enter here, go down, there is a hedge down, and there is a chest with a guild ring. What you do with a guild ring, you insert guild ring in a socket on a wall, and the door to the guild in the sewers opens up, where you can go down, okay, for additional quests, NPCs, traders, like a mini town. What we're gonna check out now is the hatch down. Let's see what's down. So here we are in a basement across the guild house. Okay, so the entry point loot everything there is, go down here, there's a pressure plate. It opens up the door, okay, this pressure plate opens up the door, and then there is a chest with, guess what? Larian didn't think about it, but again, it's a guild ring that's gonna unlock the door for the guild, okay, in the sewers. Basically what it unlocks, so I can show you out quickly. I don't know why they placed 2 rings. Unfinished game, that's why. But anyways, this is the guild hall, okay? And this is where you're gonna appear when you enter, okay? This is that, you see the sewers? This is the mini town with tons of NPCs, traders, and so on that I'll cover up later. But basically, this is where the hidden door with a guild ring, when you insert it in a wall, leads to. Okay? That's how it's connected. Now, let's continue. So, from the guild hall entrance, we go down south, down over here, all the way down. This segment that you see right now is where the NPC is with a jar that's connected to the Fillgrave Mansion. There's 4 jars in a game. Each jar provides this lich, I can call him a lich, inside the house with a specific power, and one gives them invulnerability. The NPC that you're gonna encounter here has stolen his invulnerability jar. Okay, and the correct order of doing this quest should be to go to the Fillgrave Mansion first, collect the quest, then go to the house and do the NPC and get the jar. But you can also get the jar and then go to the lich. This is your choice how you want to play. Anyways, once you get the jar from the NPC, whether you want to kill him, disable him through conversation or so on, he spawns once you click on a closet, okay, inside this hut. And that's done. Now we go down. There is a hatch down here as well. Let's see where it leads to. Hatch down, close to the NPC with a jar. This is the entry. You pass through here, care for traps and so on. There's a hidden passage. You shoot the lever and it opens up. So the lever is here. You shoot it with, I don't know, with a bow, with a cantrip. Hidden passage opens up. You pass. You collect everything there is around. You go down here and there is a chest at the end of the room. And that's the map. Let's get up to the lower city. Now, when you go to the coast here and when you enter, let's say when you get close by this spot, there's gonna be a fish ambush. Once you resolve the ambush, NPCs will thank you with specific rewards on the shore here. Then you're gonna go down south. There is a dig option here. You need to dig manually. And there is a hole in the wall to enter Fillgrave's Mansion. Or you can go around like this and enter Fillgrave's Mansion from here. You pick how you want to enter the mansion. So, Fillgrave Mansion. What do you need to know here? There's like 2 or 3 floors and a lot of different things to do and a lot of different quests with a lich. Lich has also some very good items to trade. So first you can trade with him, then you can complete his quest and then you can kill him. Or you can just complete his quest and don't kill him. That's your choice. But anyways, what's inside? Once you enter here, Lich is awaiting for you right here on this spot on the first floor. He gives you the jars quest. And there's 4 jars in total in the game. There is a chest on a 3rd floor in this building. There is a hidden wall on a 2nd floor in this building. And once you pass through a hidden wall, there is a ladder down that leads to the 1st floor, and then 1st floor leads to the basement of the Fillgrave Mansion. Also, on this spot close by to Fillgrave Mansion, there's an option to dig manually as well. So, I said 1st floor, 2nd floor, hidden wall, go down, ladder, and then the hatch that leads to the Fillgrave's Mansion. If you gave him the jar, if you completed the NPC over here with a jar, you gave him the jar, you received the reward, and now you don't know how to kill him anymore. His jar is in the basement that gives him invulnerability. So, you can either destroy the jar, give him the jar, finish the quest, then go in the basement, destroy the jar, come back and kill him again. Okay, that's how you do it. Let's get down and I'll show you what I talk about. This would be the Flymm Mansion basement, a ladder hatch that we came from, and on this spot over here is where his jar is if you finish the quest and gave him his invulnerability jar. So, Carrion Heart is on this spot. Here, there's a lot of scrolls in a room to loot and whatnot. There is a note here that you can pick up, and there is a hole in a wall way out you can pass with a gaseous form, or better to say you can pass as a fart, get in or get out, your choice. That would be everything you need to know about the Flymm Mansion. Let's go to the lower city, a little bit is left for the segment 1. So, what is left? You trigger the waypoint north from the Flymm Mansion, and there is only the fireworks left out of those mini buildings in the first segment. So, inside the Fellow Gears fireworks is where Gortash is creating his explosives. And there is a trader here inside that you can trade with, steal, loot everything inside the building. There's 3 floors. And then slaughter them all. If you play as a good guy, of course. If you sided with Gortash, you don't touch them. On a rooftop, there is a plank, perception plank. You can loot stuff there. There is a hatch that leads down to the basement of the fireworks. And there is another way that leads to the basement from this spot. Basically, for some reason, they gave you, this is fireworks, they gave you 2 ways into the basement. One from here, and the other one from up here. So your choice how you wanna do it. Let's go down to the basement of the fireworks. Here we are in the fireworks basement. No matter what you touch around here, it's gonna explode. There's a lot of fireworks inside, so here there's traps, there's everything. Disarm all, perception checks everywhere. On this spot there's a chest to loot. Behind the crates here there's a lever. The lever will open up a hidden door, and then you loot everything there is inside this room, and that would be the fireworks basement. Up we go to the lower city again. Now we're done with the entire first segment of the game. All of this. The last thing that's left is the biggest thing in the game, the biggest building, and that would be Sorcerer's Sandres, the Wizard Tower. Call it however you like. This is the entry. There's an NPC awaiting for you if you save them in Act 2 in Shar's Temple. If not, no one will await you on the door. Once you enter, the main trader that you'll speak with would be Roland. If you saved Roland in Act 1 and Act 2, he'll appear as a trader here. If you haven't saved Roland, then someone else will appear. Anyways, there are 1 million NPCs in the tower. Speak with them all, enjoy. It's mostly there for lore, for laughs, for story, and so on. What is the deal with the Wizard's Tower? The owner of this tower searches for the Night Song. If you saved Night Song in Act 2, this is where her quest continues. If not, you're there to conquer the tower. No matter how you do it, quests and NPCs, items will remain the same, and there's plenty of them to loot. So, stairs up, once you're done with the NPCs on the first floor, stairs up, you go to the second floor. There's 4 portals, okay? The only right portal is this one, on this spot. There are portals like this, okay? This is the right one. So, in front of this red thing here, okay? This is the right portal where you enter to the top of the tower where the main wizard is. Here, there is a locked door on a floor 2 as well. And on this side, there is a book that opens a portal to the hidden vault in the basement of the tower. What we're gonna check first is the top floor. So we're gonna go to the wizard on the top floor that owns the tower through this portal. Let's go. Also, one thing that I forgot to mention, there is a manual dig spot close by to the tower here. Okay, so how the tower is here, there is a dig manual over here. Let's go up to the top of the tower. This would be the top of the tower. Consists out of 2 floors. Once you dealt with a wizard inside, whether you wanna do it through conversation or through fighting. If you do it through fighting, if you saved Roland, Roland becomes the owner of the tower and he helps you out in the final fight, basically, in the game. But later about it. Once you're done with this, there is a very good wizard armor on this spot. There's great loot in the middle when you go down the tower. There is keys on this spot. There's a lot of cabinets to loot. There are buttons on the sides. One button will trigger alarm, one will trigger turrets, one will take you straight to the vaults, so that's another entry to the vaults. You have one entry on floor 2, and you have another entry to the vaults from the top floor. On this spot there's also a chest, and again, just to show you, all the way down, okay, here you can jump all the way down. So here where I'm showing with a mouse, right down there is additional loot. So once you loot all of that, you're done with the top of the tower. There's a great view on the entire Baldur's Gate from the top of the tower as well. Now, the only thing that's left is the vaults. Again, one access, floor 2, portal on the left side of the stairs, the other entry from the bottom on the top of the tower. Let's go down to the vaults. Here we are in the vault of the Sorcerer's Tower. This would be the way in. So this is where you spawn from. On this side there's a very OP spell. On this side there's a chest, and on this side there's a chest as well. Then you pass through this door here. On this side another chest, on this side another chest, a hidden wall behind the chest that leads to a very trollish lamp. You can leave it for the less, basically. Continue down south through this door, trigger the perception button, it's gonna unlock additional portal and so on. Pass through this door over here, get down, loot the chest, loot this chest as well. Again, a hidden wall here. Go behind the hidden wall, collect the spell, learn the spell. It's a great one, by the way. Best spells are hidden in a vault. Collect scrolls in this chest, then go down the locked door again. And here there is a puzzle. One puzzle leads to the left, one puzzle leads to the right. Doors. For the first door, and to loot here, you're gonna need to pass through a silver door, evocation door, and wish door, and it's gonna lead you to this room. To enter this room, you need to pass through a silver door, abjuration door, into a silver door, and you're gonna end up in this room for additional loot. Now, once you're done with everything, you can trigger the trollish lamp, finish with that, and out we go to the lower city. I believe we're done with the first segment, but I'll need to check it out. Now, this would be the entire first segment. What I forgot to say is, in the tavern, there is a resting place, or better to say, you get your apartment in the tavern, as well as speaking with an NPC detective for the murder case. Anyways, that's everything there is in this first segment, okay? Now, we're gonna transfer to the middle part of the map. The first thing we're gonna do is the north middle part of the map. This segment over here. So, from the lower city central wall waypoint, we go behind, enter the door, go up the ladder, all the way up to this tower. There's a chest, loot it, go to the middle floor, exit here on this, you can call it mini bridge. Okay, now down the bridge there is a chest, then go back up, all the way up, and from this point is where Astarion's quest triggers. Origin quest for Astarion, okay? Tsar Palace, better to say, with a vampire lord. Up, we go up here, and there is Cazador's Palace entry. Basically, as I said, Astarion's quest. Let's go to Cazador's Palace and finish Astarion quest. So, Cazador's Palace consists out of the first floor, second floor, better to say basement, attic, and the cave. This would be the entry point from over here. you need to unlock the main door with Cazador's ring. So you need to find the ring. From up here, we gotta go down, past this door, go up here. There's a perception check, loot everything in a room, go back, go through this door, go up here. There are 2 chests, and this is the hidden wall. All you need to do is pass through it to enter the room. You can't see it, it looks like a regular wall. Loot everything around in this room as well, then go back, go down the stairs, all the way down to the bottom floor. Let's go down. So, down the stairs, this is where we end up. We go through here, all the way up here, get the key from Godi, Astarion's torturer, kill him of course, go back, go down here, pass through this door, enter. There is a corpse that you can clear with a curse, okay, curse spell. Clear curse on a corpse. Here is a helmet inside a chest, and here is a book that you need to loot. Once you're done with that and you inspect everything around, you go back up, you pass through here. With the book you found, something will happen, the door will unlock, you will loot everything in this room, you will loot everything in this room as well. As you can see, there's chests and so on everywhere. And once we finished all of that, now we finally have access to the main door on the first floor. Let's go up. So now back up the stairs, all the way up here, right over here. The thing that we looted will open the door. Now we know the language, how to pass. The door opens up. Tons of vampires and werewolves await you. You kill them all. And now there is this room over here. And there is this passage over here. What we want to do is enter this room. There is a button. You leave one side of the team here and one triggers the button. Then this one will open up. This is a counter button. Okay. You enter here. You loot everything. You get out. You trigger the button again. The door opens again. Then you transfer them all and you go to the attic. Let's go to the attic immediately. So, Cazador's Palace Attic. This is how it looks like. Where we end up, there is a button. It opens up the door. You pass, you loot, you pass here now. You loot everything here. There's traps and so on. Be careful, a lot of perception checks. Then there is a button. This button unlocks this door. Then you pass here, loot everything here. Another button, it unlocks this door. You enter here, you loot the key to the dungeon, you loot treasure, and there is a button wall that's gonna open up this again. You exit, then you go down here, you pass through here, you loot everything inside this room. There is a chest key. Okay, the key that you found, there is a chest on the second floor on this spot, and this would be the ladder up for the second floor. Once you loot everything there is a lot of lore on the attic as well. I don't want to spoil anything. Once you're done with all of this, we go back to the first floor. So straight down the hatch where we entered. So now that we're done with the attic over here, we get up, we go here, down south, all the way down. This is Cazador's room, by the way. There is a clear curse from the corpse here, and there is a helmet inside the chest. Now we go back, we go through this door, we go to the elevator, stand on the elevator, and we go down to face Cazador for Astarion's quest. Let's go down to Cazador's cave, or better to say, Cazador's dungeon. Here we are in Cazador's dungeon. This is how it looks like. The entry point from here, loot everything around. You can also go down, you can jump down with Featherfall from this spot, okay, and then it unlocks additional dungeon below. Basically, there's nothing special down there. Anyways, there is a dig spot here, ways down. Cazador awaits you straight up front. This over here would be the prisoners' Gur's quest from Rivington. Okay, that's what it is. Prisoners, missing children, and so on. On the left, over here in this room, below, you see the jump point, then down. There are 3 chests to loot and scrolls and whatnot. There is a button here that unlocks the door over here, and this one leads to the city sewers. Check out where it leads in the sewers, basically. And behind, there is a chest on a second floor and a very important item for Astarian's quest lies here. Once we did all of this, then it's time to go up here and face Cazador. Your choice how you wanna do this. There are plenty of ways to finish Astarian's quest. If you played everything right, it's gonna end up well. If not, face the consequences. Let's go back to the lower city. Now that we're done with Cazador's dungeon, we're gonna check out the park, south from the Cazador's palace. So, from the waypoint, you pass the bridge down under and you enter the park. There's basically nothing bunch of NPCs, okay, to speak here and trigger the quest in the park, where comes a very broken ambush, or better to say, they need to fix this fight immediately. Anyways, once you're done with the fight, you get a parasite upgrade, or better to say, you get a tadpole. Left from the fight, you can dig manually here, and all the way up north, where the mini lake is, there is also a dig spot. All the way on the left in the park, right over here, is another dig spot. And that would be the entire park. Now, we go down here through the main gate of the park, all the way down, and we enter Golbraith's house. There is a hatch that leads down. First, you need to speak with Golbraith, and then you're gonna go down the hatch in this house. Let's go down and see what it is. So, here we are in the cellar, the entry point. There's a hidden wall, pass through it, enter the room. Here, there's like traps everywhere, okay? Perception checks, make sure to have someone that's able to detect like Astarian and someone that can disarm all of this. Once you're done with this middle part, there is a key over here and there is a chest over here. Grab the loot, open another chest over here, and that would be the basement of this place. Now let's go up to the lower city. So from the Golbraith house right over here, there is a sewers entrance. One out of many sewer entrance on this spot. What are we gonna go to next? Now we're gonna go to the Facemaker's boutique. Let's see what's inside. There is a chest on the second floor here. There is a trader inside. There is a key on the second floor as well. There is a hatch that leads down. Basically, this is the outfit shop. You can buy tons of different outfits in a Facemaker's boutique. And there is another chest on the first floor here. Let's go down in the cellar, in the Facemaker's boutique. Here we are in a Facemaker's boutique basement, or should I call it Figaro's basement. The entry point would be here. You go down the door, loot everything there is around here. There is a chest on this side, there is another chest here. There is a breakable wall over here. Break it up with force and loot another chest in the hidden room. That would be the Figaro's basement. Let's go up to the lower city. So now, across the Facemaker's boutique is Eleratin's home. Make sure that you have Jaheira in your team. Speak with the messenger rat over here. There is the bounty table here. Get inside Jaheira's house. Speak with all NPCs. Of course, again, have Jaheira in your team. This is her house after all. And there's a key over here. And here, in this room, if you found a harp-shaped pin, there is a slot and you can insert the pin. It's gonna open the basement, Jaheira's basement, and a hatch down leads to the Jaheira's hideout. Let's get down and see what it is. Here we are in Jaheira's basement, Jaheira's hideout. If you have Jaheira, all of these traps that are on the road here won't trigger with Jaheira in your team. If you don't have Jaheira, then you would need to disable all the traps. Anyways, once from the entry point, you pass all the way through here, all the way down, and here is additional loot. There's a key over here, there's a hidden chest, perception check. There is a hidden passage as well. You pass through it, you're gonna loot Jaheira's weapon inside this chest here, and Jaheira's amulet inside the other chest here. and that would be Jaheira's hideout. Now let's get up to the lower city. Now, from Eleratin's home, down south is the Glitter Gala house. Basically, you loot everything on the first and second floor. There's a lot of amulets, trinkets, and so on inside the house. Nothing special, only a trader for trinkets basically in this house, and that would be that. So what we're gonna cover now is the Blushing Mermaid Hag quest, but the Blushing Mermaid is strongly connected with the old Garlow's place. So first we need to go to the old Garlow's place. Once you enter here and you trigger the NPCs and everything that exists, you're gonna receive the quest for the Hag. It depends how you do it, of course. There's gonna be a red cap here, and you're gonna receive a missing daughter quest as well. If you remember from the start in the barracks, there's a missing daughter quest, and now it's connected to old Garlow's place, and then it's connected to the Blushing Mermaid. So the order of things basically is barracks, Garlow's place, Blushing Mermaid. If you save Mayrina in Act 1, she's gonna appear here with new NPCs around her. She's cursed again. Clear the curse, receive the quest for the missing daughter and for the Hag. Inside the wall here, there is a safe, looted, and there is a hatch that leads down in the old Garlow's place. Let's get down. Here we are in the old Garlow's place basement. The entry point. There is a pressure plate door here. There is a chest with some gold inside. There's the pressure plate and there's the pressure door. This plate opens up the door. Loot everything inside this room. Get over here. Loot all. There's chests, scrolls, gold, and so on. And that would be the old Garlow's place basement. Now let's go up and go resolve the missing daughter quest and the Hag. So now, from the old Garlow's place, we take that out and we go straight to the Blushing Mermaid. Inside the Blushing Mermaid, close by, there is a big manual spot over here, and here is the way down. There is another way down from the second floor here. Basically, they both lead to the Hag's basement. Once you discover the Hag inside, one of the NPCs, a fight with the red caps will happen, and once you win the fight, you go down the basement for the Hag. Pick where you want to enter. This is also the missing daughter quest. Let's go down to the Hag's basement. Here we are in the Hag's basement. The entry points, you go down here, pass through here, okay? And this is where her bodyguards are, inside this room. Over here, there's a spot to dig manually. Over here, there is a chest on the second floor. And over here on the second floor, you can loot a mined parasite, tadpole upgrade. So what you can do, you can first kill them off, her bodyguards, and then go for the Hag. Or if you want to have a more challenging fight, you can sneak, enter, fight the Hag inside, and the reinforcements will come, and it's gonna be a complete mess of a fight. Anyways, once you're done with the Hag, she drops a very good ring for a Sork. And if you remember Mayrina, she's gonna give you a potion for the Hag to throw up the kid that she swallowed. Missing daughter quest. Drag and drop, right click, throw. You throw the potion on a Hag, and she spits out the child, and then you can kill the Hag and finish the missing daughter quest in a good way. Anyways, that's it with the Hag. Once you kill her, loot everything around, and get out. Let's go back to the lower city. Now, once we're done with the Hag and the Blushing Mermaid, you want to return to the old Garlow's place, speak with Mayrina, finish off the quest, and then you're gonna go north from the old Garlow's place to Laura's house. This is the missing daughter quest. And her daughter, if you threw a potion on a Hag, will appear here, and you're gonna receive a reward for saving her daughter. Okay, so the quest again starts in a barracks, old Garlow, Blushing Mermaid, old Garlow, Laura's house. Quest is done. that's everything there is to know about the Missing Daughter quest. Now, from the old Garlow's place, down there on the shore, there is a spot to dig manually for additional loot. North is Gortash old house. Basically, Gortash lore, his mother, if you kill her, she leaves a tadpole, as well as his father. Once we're done with the Gortash house, and with the old Garlow's place, we're gonna transfer to the Beehive General Goods. So basically, in a Beehive General Goods, there is a trader inside, there is a hedge down, there is another hedge down, there is a killer quest over here, and there is a trader with scrolls. So how is this basically? The singing loot is connected with the Beehive General Goods, so you can call it like one big building, alright, even though it's not. So now, let's go down to the Beehive General Goods basement and see what's inside. This would be the Beehive General Goods basement. The entry point, there is a safe behind the painting here. Drag and drop the painting and then loot the safe. You're gonna go down here. There is a wall that you can break with force damage. Also loot everything inside this room. And behind the breakable wall, there is a chest. Once all of that is done, we go up to the second basement. So, from the Beehive, okay, we enter this one, a rainforest, and we're going down the hatch in the rainforest, right over here. Let's see what's inside. Again, on a map, they are connected. Here we are at the rainforest basement. The entry point, right over here, would be one of the clown parts, Dribbles the Clown, in Rivington Circus Necromancer quest. Here would be a safe inside the wall. Then we go down south. Over here is the evidence for the killer and who's to blame for all the killings in Baldur's Gate. And right down up here, there are two chests to loot. I mean, there's a key and a chest, and you can loot everything there is basically inside the basement. It's a very small area. Now up we go to the lower city. So now we're done with old Garlow, Gortash house, Beehive, the building next to it. In the singing loot, there's basically nothing. Check it out, loot stuff over there, but basically there's nothing. We're done with the Blushing Mermaid and the Hag. We're done with the daughter. The only thing that's left is this house over here now. So this area basically consists out of two connected houses. And we got two hatches down. First, we're gonna check this one. The area we are to visit first is called Lavernica's home. Get inside, and once inside here, you see a bunch of dead spiders and whatnot. Okay, loot everything there is around, lore parts and so on, and then down the hatch we go. Let's go. Again, the area we're in, from Laura's house, north, first hatch. Once inside, you'll spot a bunch of dead bodies and a lot of different species. Anyways, this is how it looks like, the entry point. There is a Dribble's leg part for the necromancer in the circus, blah blah blah, you know the point. Loot everything around here and let's get up. Of course, as far as these Dribble's body parts go, legs, torso, head, and so on. Once you accumulate all, and I believe there was 7 parts in total, you go back to the Necromancer in Rivington, in Circus, and you finish the quest. Dribble's parts are scattered throughout the entire Act 3. Now, we're gonna go to this house over here. The one that I like to call the Burning House. Okay, the quest starts over here. If you remember the trader that requires blood from the towers in Act 2, well, she appears here again if you didn't kill her. Anyways, what you get out of her again is a perma upgrade. This time it's explosive blood. If you give your blood again, your blood will explode on damage. She is also a trader. Or you can kill her. Your choice how you wanna deal with this NPC inside here. There is a perception check here with a key, and the key will unlock a hatch down. Let's see what's down. So again, the burning house, all you need to do is go to the first floor and enter the hatch. This would be her experimental basement. the entry point, you loot everything there is around. Over here, there's a lot of materials to loot, basically. And there is one tadpole parasite upgrade in this spot. Let's get up to the lower city. So, we're done with all of this. There's nothing else left. I'll need to double check, but I think that's it, basically. We're gonna leave the counting house and Flymm Cargo for later. Park is done, all of these houses are done. And now we can enter the lodge. Okay, the lodge is where you receive the quest for the Mind Flayer, but later about it. So, once we enter the lodge, there you can trade a Githyanki egg from Act 1 Monastery, where Giths are. You can loot a Githyanki egg. This is where you can trade Githyanki egg. Anyways, there's also a trader here, and on a second floor, there's a parasite tadpole to loot and to receive a Mind Flayer quest. Missing Mind Flayer quest, if you remember the Mind Flayer from the Underdark in Act 1. This is where his quest continues. Once we're done with all of that, I can say we're done with the entire middle part of the map. The only thing that's left now is this. So, what is around the lodge? Around the lodge is a perception check over here. There is a key for the chest over here, and there is a chest to loot on the spot. Down south from the lodge, there is items that are worth $1,000 in gold if you pay to the smuggler over here. You're gonna have a conversation to see what I'm talking about. Now, it's time that we transfer from the waypoint, Baldur's Gate waypoint, all the way down south, and we go left and we enter Lady Janat's estate. Cursed house. Here, you can dig manually, and here, you can also dig manually for additional loot. You enter the house with 50 ghosts. Anyways, you need to resolve the quest. Okay, there's a Carrion Torch curse. How do you receive it? Lady Janat's estate. The painter from Zentarim hideout in Act 1. That if you set the painter free, he's gonna appear in this house. Okay, so it's connected. You need a torch. Carrion's torch to resolve the curse. Carrion is in a Fillgrave mansion, the lich that we killed. Okay, he leaves a torch. With that torch, you can resolve the curse on the 3rd floor of the cursed house, cursed mansion. That's the entire quest, basically. Tons of stuff to loot inside, but basically nothing important. You got one perception check on a rooftop, and you got one perception check on this spot on a 2nd floor. Anyways, you deal with ghosts, you equip a torch, Carrion Torch, and you resolve the curse. That's it. And the painter is free. The only thing that's left right now is Shadow's Heart personal quest. So from the waypoint down south to the left all the way up where we manually dig, we cross the bridge over here, we speak with the NPC, the memory quest, we enter the House of Grief. This is where Shadowheart's quest starts. You need to have Shadowheart in your team, of course. Then you go down here. There is a hidden button. It unlocks the way down. And we go down to finish with Shadowheart's personal quest. Let's go down. So this would be where Shadowheart's quest ends. Depends how you played with Shadowheart. Choices and consequences now. Whether she worships Shar or she worships Selûne. Whether you were dating her or not. Whether you pick good or wrong choices. Okay, bad choices. That's how this map will change accordingly. The one thing that remains is how it looks like. So, from the entry point, there's a breakable wall, loot everything here. There's another breakable wall, loot these 2 chests and everything that exists. Go down south, pass here, pass all of this. Again, it looks similar to the Shard Temple from Act 2. You enter the main room, and if you kill the mother of these fanatics, okay, Shard worshippers, their mother, if you kill her, you're gonna get a very good weapon and a legendary shield for Shadowheart. Once all of this is done, we can go down south, we pass through here, of course you loot everything there is in a room and all the dead bodies and so on, and then over here is another breakable wall, and this is Shadowheart's room with her own personal lore and some personal items. loot everything there is in a room. Then we go up, all the way up, and here is a trader, Shadowheart's old friend. Basically, she sells good stuff. Trade with her, do not kill this NPC, because it's a good trader. At the end of this line, there's a Shadowheart lore to read. So that would be it. After we're done with all of this and everything that's connected to Shadowheart, all that is left is to save her parents or sacrifice them. Again, it's the player's choice, depends whether you play as good or bad Shadowheart. This is where her parents are. Your choice how you want to deal with them. And on this side, there is a perception check. Check it out. Of course, go through every corner, loot everything there is. And that would be the Shadowheart quest. If you set her parents free, there's additional conversation once you decide to rest. That's about it. Let's go up to the lower city. Now, we're done with the House of Grief, we're done with the estate, we're done with all of this. The only thing that's left right now, pay attention, is this part of the map. Or basically, we need to resolve the prison, we need to resolve the factory, Gortash bots, we need to resolve Jahira's quest to find Minsk, and the part with water bitches. So, from the House of Grief, we go down south, all the way down south. This, we'll leave the gardener's basement for later. We continue going down south until we unlock a Grey Harbor waypoint. So, from the waypoint, there is a fight awaiting for you, or better to say you're here to save Volo. If you remember Volo from Act 1, if you saved him in Act 1, this is where he's going to appear. Save Volo, meet him in your camp for additional conversation. On this side, on this boat over here, there's a lot, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot, like 10 parasite upgrades, but 2 bots are guarding it, so you need to resolve the Steelwatch Foundry, or better to say the factory first, before you can loot the parasites. But this is not what we're gonna do. We're gonna continue down south, we're gonna help the refugees escape, okay, and we continue going down south to the Water's Queen house. Inside the Water's Queen house there is an offering chest that gives inspiration and so on, and then here is a drown quest. Once you trigger the quest, it's strongly connected to the Flymm Cargo. Water Queen's house is connected to the Flymm Cargo. This is why I left it open. So once we're done with the quest, on a second floor here there is a chest with a very good cape inside of it. Then we go down, all the way down. There is a dig manual spot, and there is a cave down, or better to say a cave under the Water's Queen house. We do not go down. What we're gonna do now is transfer here, go over here, jump again, transfer here, enter the boat, and resolve the Cursed Imp chest. Once this is done, we're going back up, all the way up, up. We pass through here, go over here, and straight to the Flymm's Cargo. Okay, so now what is left are these 2, Flymm Cargo and the Counting House. Before we go to Flymm Cargo, I recommend doing the Counting House first, or better to say, this is the bank of Baldur's Gate, and a quest how you can find Minsk, your last companion in the game. So, from the bridge, main entry, right over here, you enter the bank, you get a pass, and you pass with a pass. You go down to the vaults, stairs down. On this side, there are stuff to loot, chests and so on. Anyways, what you want to do is go all the way down. So I'll need to show this like this as well. We enter the bank. Alright, right on the bridge. You can see where we are. You get a pass. With a pass, you speak with a guard and you pass down. Up here, on this door and then up there's basically nothing, and you don't need a thing. I would say if it's important, it's not here. You're gonna loot everything on the right, and we continue going down. Okay, and we end up right over here on this spot. Okay, this is a forbidden area. This one. All of this, south from the bank, from the counting house, all of this is a forbidden area. How to do it? Very simple. You get like 2 or 3 invisibility potions, you chug a potion, and you enter, and then you loot everything there is. What is there? A dig manual spot, there is a chest, there is another chest, and there's 5 chests on this ship, and there's additional chest here, and 2 chests over here, and on this boat there's 3 chests, and then you go up, all the way down. There is nothing on the tower, don't climb up, it ain't worth it, and this is the way to factory another way if you're gonna jump from ship to ship where the cursed imp is. This is how it's connected. With invisibility potion, you're safe to loot, or with invisibility spell. Once you're done with all of that, we transfer back to the counting house, speak with this NPC over here, they unlock the gate, the traps won't trigger this time. Also in this room there's additional loot over here. Everything is doable with invisibility. And we go down, straight up to the wall door, and we go deeper down in the bank, to the vaults. Let's go. This is how it looks like, by the way, and this is the entry. Let's get down. So, here we are at the first floor of the vaults, the entry point, and these are all the safes. Okay, saves along the way through the lower city. You're gonna find key number 1, key NO2, key NO7. Okay, and every key unlocks a different safe inside the vaults. That's the way to unlock the safe. But basically, anyone that can lockpick can force locks and open and crack all safes inside. Now what's good and what's not? From the main passageway here, then on the left, this is a solid one to loot. This one is worth it. This one is not worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it. And this one is not worth it. So only 2 on this side are good. Down, all the way down now, across the 6 saves, there's 4 additional. On this side where the caged doors are, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And this one has only outfits. So much from the saves. Over here is the puzzle. The correct way to resolve the puzzle is 7956. Then the door opens. Okay, you can also loot everything that's around here, books and so on, scrolls. And then we go deeper down. Now let's go down for Minsk, the final part of the vaults. This is where Minsk is. There's a huge fight awaiting. Okay, once you're done, Minsk will escape deeper down into the sewers. And then you receive the quest to recover the coin they stole, 10,000 coin to be more precise. Once you do it, you get all the safes around to loot. Basically, there's nothing to miss. There's just 1 million safes everywhere. You can also lockpick them, your choice. And here at the main door, there is the main safe to unlock, and that's about it. Basically, in total, I think I counted 8 safes, but loot everything. Nothing important, to be honest. This is the quest for Minsk. Make sure to have Jahira in your team. Now Minsk escaped and we go after Minsk. Where is he? You remember how I said Lady Janet's estate that we're gonna leave the gardener's basement open? Well, now it's time to go to the gardener's basement. The counting house Minsk quest is connected to the gardener's basement. On this spot, so you can say north from Grey Harbor all the way up in this mini park. You just enter the gardener's basement and let's go. Here we are at the basement. We go for Minsk. On this side, someone needs to stand on a plate. On this side, someone also needs to stand on a plate. The door will open up. You pass through the door. There is a wooden hedge that leads down to the sewers where Minsk is. Bring Jahira with you and go down the hedge. Let's go down. You can see the sewers now. We're gonna cover it very soon, by the way. But this is where Minsk is. This is where the hedge leads to. This is where Minsk resides. Now, how do we deal with Minsk? You can kill him or you can get him in your team. To get him in your team, you will need to knock Minsk out. Or better to say, here in passives, you need to toggle non-lethal attacks. For the final hit, it needs to be non-lethal. Okay, so you knock him out. And then you can acquire Minsk. Very simple fight, by the way. You have the high ground. Easy as it can get. Now, once we have Minsk, all that's left is the prison, underwater prison, Gortash prison, and Gortash factory, and the entire sewers. Let's do the prison. Flymm Cargo's basement is where the prison is, connected to the Water Queen's quest, the Drown quest, connected to the Mind Flyer quest that you can trigger in the lodge, okay? And connected to the main quest, Gortash quest, connected to Will's quest, because his father is down in the prison, and many other NPCs. Basically, Flymm Cargo is connected with a lot of quests. So, from the Singing Lute to the left, all the way down, you enter here, you resolve the fight, there is a hedge down, and we go down immediately. So down we go. This would be the entry point. All the way down, you loot everything there is, the jail cells and so on. And here on the left is the way down to the sewers. We ignore that, we continue down south all the way here, right over here, and speak with the NPC. Okay, that's gonna take us straight to Gortash underwater prison. Let's go in the underwater prison. The underwater prison. You got 5 turns to help everyone escape from the prison until it collapses. This is where the Mind Flayer is. These are Gondian hostages to save, another Gondian hostages to save. This is where Will's father is, Duke Ravengard, more Gondians to save, one chest to loot, other chest to loot, and that's the entire prison. How do you do the prison? With speed potions, with Misty Step, with Dimension Door, and you scatter everyone on different sides. So one of your companions go to the left, one goes to the right, and 2 of them, the ones with Dimension Door, go to save the Mind Flayer. And do not forget to apply speed potions if you wanna save everyone. You only got 5 turns to escape. That would be the entire prison. Good luck. If you have any problems of how to do the prison, video is on my channel. Now let's go up to the lower city again, straight to the factory. Now, by the way, I forgot. Because you received the Drown quest and so on, with the NPC that takes you to the prison, once you're done with the prison, you're gonna end up in a Flymm Cargo's basement again. The water bitches will attack you if you try to protect the NPC that drove the submarine to the prison. Now, this is your choice how you want to do it. You can give him up to the water bitches, or you can protect him, kill the water bitches, then down from here, you're gonna go down south, eliminate all water bitches, go down south through here and enter their cave. Let's see what's inside their cave. So this would be the Water Cellar Queen Cave, Water Bitches Cave. One fight awaits you over here, then you loot everything there is. You're gonna pass through this door, there's a bunch of traps here, and there is treasure on this side. You loot that. Again, the fight will trigger with a fish bush. You kill those fishes, then you go down here. There's a hidden perception wall on this spot, and additional loot in the chest, and that would be the Water Bitches Cellar. Now we go up to the lower city and the final part where we get to finish the factory, where Gortash is producing his steel watchers, or better to say, his bots. Let's go. Also, once you're done with the prison, you can go back to the lodge because you set the Mind Flayer free, receive the reward. Okay, finish up loose ends, finish up quests, go to the counting house, give 10,000 coin, all the way down to the 2nd floor of the basement, okay, to the main banker. And the bottom line is just make sure that you finish all loose ends. And now, finally, from the Grey Harbor docks on the left is a Steel Watch Foundry. Now let's check it out. Here would be the main entrance and the patrolling bots on this route over here. You can lockpick a gate over here, or you can enter, there is a perception check, and then you can enter as a guest. as a fart inside, already explained how it works. The other entry is the main gate, and the other entry is from over here, where you fight one bot over here, one bot over here. Then you go down here, loot everything there is. There's the elevator, there's the lever for the elevator, it leads you up. And there is another way in from here as well for the factory, so 4 or 5 ways in. Once you're in the factory, there is a fight, you need to save Gondians, okay? And one of them decides to join you to blow up the factory. Now, if you had a quest in Rivington, okay, with gnomes, dark deep gnomes, they give you a bomb. A rune powder bomb to be more precise. And you can blow up the foundry with a rune powder bomb. Or, if you saved the NPC here in the Steelwatch foundry, he can also blow the factory up. The better way is with the NPC, cause he's gonna blow the factory up and he's going to survive, and that also resolves the deep gnome quest once you're done with the factory. So, once we're done with the fight, we save Gondians, there is an elevator down. One way down to the factory, and there is another way down from the stairs. Your choice how you wanna get down deeper in the factory to blow it up. There is a table where you can craft weapons over here, and there are diagrams for craftable weapons on this spot. And there is an elevator lever here that unlocks the elevator. Now, your choice how you want to get down. Let's get down and finish with the factory. This would be the first floor down in the factory. The main entry, okay, depends whether you went with elevator or with stairs. Okay, this is from the elevator, this is from the stairs. One big fight awaits. And there is one tadpole upgrade over here. Once you're done with all of that, you will go down here, all the way down, and enter the next level of the factory, floor 2. Let's go deeper down. Final floor is where you get to fight with a titan. There is tons of interactions over here that you can resolve, disable bots and so on, okay, because they're controlled with parasites as well, with braids, better to say. And here is where the main boss of the area is. Once you kill him, you loot everything around, you speak with the NPC, with the Gondian NPC that you saved, he blows up the entire factory, and you get spawned in front of a Steelwatch factory, where deep gnomes want to fight with Gondians now. Okay, it's not enough for them that you blew up the factory. This is the time where you need to side with gnomes or with Gondians. Your choice how you wanna do it. It depends what side you pick basically, but they gonna appear in the final fight in the upper city. Choices and consequences. We are done with the lower city. One last check of the lower city, but I believe this is it. We saved Minsk, blew up the factory, dealt with water bitches, dealt with the bank, with cargo, with the prison, with the lodge, with the mind flayer, with Jaheira's quest, with Shadow's Heart quest, with the boutique, with outfits, with the park, with the Starion's quest, Cazador dungeon, with the Hag, with the missing daughter, with Mayrina, with the beehive and the basements, with missing daughter quest, Laura's house, with the arcane tower, with the apothecary, with the murder case, with Sarevok Anchev, with the graveyard and all mausoleums, with the House of Hope, with the tavern, with all of the statues, religion and so on, with the barracks that's connected with the Hag, with the newspapers, with the Wizard Tower and the vaults, and with the Lich, and with the entire shore coast here, with the clown parts, and all the waypoints. Basically, that's the lower city, believe it or not. What is left now is the city sewers. Let's go down. How do I recommend going down to the city sewers? Probably through the guild hall, okay. If you want to enter the city sewers, I showed you like 10 different ways to go to the sewers, but the best way is from the guild hall, over here. Anyways, let's go down. to the sewers. Now here we are in the sewers. The first part of the sewers would be this, and the second part, where basically the game ends, would be the blue part of the sewers. So the green part and the blue part. First we're gonna do the green part of the sewers. I said entry point from the guild hall. What's inside? There are two chests over here. There is a chest over here. There is a perception ring down there in this mini swamp. There is an NPC mole from Act 2. If you remember the girl that played, or the boy, I don't know what it is, that played chess with Raphael in Act 2. Then there's a trader over here. There's the guild leader as well. This is the entry point that leads, or rather the exit point that leads to the sewers and so on. There is a journal quest to loot over here. There's a hidden passage. Then we go down here. All the way here is the key. There's a chest. There's a vault of the guild hall with 30 DC. Astarion can easily pick this up. You enter and you loot everything there is. Basically, there's outfits. Now that we're done with the peaceful part, or better to say we're done with the guild hall part, now we're gonna go through here and we start from the very beginning. Okay, so what is here? This is one of the entry points as well in the sewers. This would be the way up and down to the lower city. Over here is a chest. Once you step through this door, Orin will appear and she will kidnap one of your companions. I don't want to spoil way too much though. So now, through here, all the way up, is the way to the barracks. Again, in the lower city. Over here is the lever, unlocks this, and over here is another sewers entry, or better to say exit, that leads to the lower city. Once we pass through here, there is additional lever, and there is a fight with Orin's maniacs. Once you're done with this, save NPCs over here. There's another lever, there's 1 million traps here, the doors open, you pass through, and you go all the way down over here to the waypoint. From this side we go left all the way up here. This is a dig spot, and over here is Arabella's quest. Finish it. You'll see what to do. Once we're done with all of this, we're gonna go up north all the way up here, and to the right is Vas. Vas connected with Lae'zel, connected with Orpheus, with the Emperor, with basically the end game. Okay, and once you have Orpheus hammer from the House of Hope, alright, this is where you trigger the quest with Vas, and he joins you in your fight. Once you find the Orpheus hammer, you can get a great legendary sword as a reward from Vas. Okay, so basically how it's connected, in the House of Hope you get like 3 or 4 exquisite items, one of the best items in the game. Then you run down to the sewers with the Orphic Hammer. You just tell Vas that you have Orphic Hammer and you receive another legendary item. We can say in like 2 hours of game time you can get 5 or 6 good items this way. This would be the boat, and the boat leads you all the way up to the vampire victim. You'll see what it is once you get over there. And here, this part, vampire victim, leads, guess where? To Cazador's dungeon. Astarion's quest, Cazador's dungeon. Okay, everything is connected. As I said, 10 entrances to the sewers, basically. So now we're done with all of this part. There is this part to finish with the sewers. So, from where the Vast was, here is another sewer exit that leads to the lower city. Over here are Mephits, over here are Mephits as well, and over here is a fire wizard, crazy wizard with Mephits. And there is a mysterious quest here with a head inside the sarcophagus. Wizard has a key that's gonna unlock the door here, and this is where you loot items inside a chest. So this is all connected, very easy to spot, you won't miss a thing. Then we go down here, another Mephits fight, then we go past through here, alright, and this is where the chest is. This is a perception check where you find the key to unlock a chest. And another perception check over here, with another perception check over here, and another perception check over here. So be careful, in this room is also full with traps. Down here now we go, alright? And this is where it leads to where we set Minsk free, this part now. Here is Flymm Cargo map. Okay, the Flymm Cargo in the lower city. This again is the exit. Over here is a dig spot, and you need to do it manually for additional loot. Another dig spot. There's an ambush here, another fight, you finish with the ambush. Then there is a valve puzzle. You trigger the valves and the door opens. Okay, once it opens, it leads straight to where Minsk was. Here is the lower part of the game in this segment. Minsk can unlock this door. He's gonna break the wall basically, and then you can do this. Here is an ambush with all of those idiots that guard Minsk and so on. Doppelgangers, Arin's doppelgangers. There's a chest over here. There's a chest over here on the second floor. There's another chest. And that would be the green part of the sewers. Now that we got a password, we can go to the Undercity. This would be the Undercity Ruins waypoint. There's a good trader here, and over here, this leads to the ancient lair. Let's go to the ancient lair now. This would be the ancient lair, the entry point, and here is the spear. Once you trigger it, an undead ambush starts, where you need to kill them all. Once you kill them, you're gonna loot them. Room is full to the brim with gold, but first you need to deal with the undead ambush, and over here there's jars for the lich in Flymm Mansion. Okay, 2 more jars. That would be it. Once you're done with this, you just exit from here and you are in the lower sewers again. Let's go to the sewers. So now this would be the exit. We enter the ancient lair from here. This is the exit, straight up in front of the trader. From the waypoint, there is the final part left, or better to say, the blue part. So what we gonna do now? Now, over here is Boooal's door. You get a password from Sarevok, Anchev, I believe it was like that. Anyways, once you do everything there is in a lower city, you will have a password and you will pass through this door. This door opens up, you can jump from here to here and you can loot a chest, and then we go north, okay? And from here, you use a dimension door, you're gonna loot a chest over here. With a dimension door, you're gonna TP behind enemies, trigger the enemies, and then kill the idiot. Once you kill this summoner, the entire fight stops. There's enemies everywhere here, okay? On every side there are enemies, and he keeps summoning them. You need to kill him in 5 turns or your entire team is dead. One dimension door will make this happen, okay? Without any effort. You can check it on my YouTube channel how I resolved this fight. So, now that we were done with this, there is another chest on this side, and this would finish up that part. Now, we go down here, all the way up, up. This is the way to the final part of the game, all the way up. This is where the rats are. You kill all the rats, you trigger the waypoint, you loot the chest, and then we're gonna go down again, all the way down here to the Temple of Boooal, unlock the waypoint. Here is where one chest is. Here is the final piece of the clown quest, Tribbles the Clown for the Necromancer in the Circus in Rivington. And here is where the chest is as well. On this side is another chest, then another chest over here, and here would be another chest to loot and another one below. Now that we're done with all of this and we have the final piece of Tribbles, we need to go back to the Circus and finish the quest. But first, we enter here with Boooal amulet. I believe it was on Sarevok Anchev. The door opens and the final fight with Orin happens. One of the 3 main villains in the game. One is Keterik in Act 2, the other one is Gortash in Rivington, Act 3, and the third one would be Orin in Lower City Sewers, here on this spot. She captured one of your companions, you can set him free once you kill Orin. On this side there's a chest, make sure to loot everything and to kill all of these Orin maniacs, okay? You enter Orin's room, there's a lot of lore here, and there is her key that's gonna unlock a chest on this side, okay? And that would be the sewers. What we do now is go back to Rivington. Here we are, back in Rivington again. What you need to do now is go to the Circus, to the Necromancer over here, finish Dribbles the Clown quest, finish the quest in the Open Hand Temple as well, speak with the Gurs. Now you have collected all allies in the lower city and in Rivington, and the only thing that's left is Gortash in a Worm's Rock Fortress on the top floor. Whether you wanna deal with Gortash, kill him, join with Orin, these are choices and consequences now and how the game is going to end. I showed you where Orin is, what's the rewards, what's the loot, where Vasi is, where's the Emperor, where's the House of Hope for Raphael. All of those choices matter for the end of the game, or better to say, for the upper city. In the upper city is where the game ends. Now, how do we trigger the game ending? We trigger it from the city sewers. Once that we're done with Gortash, with Orin, with everything that exists in the game, this is where the game ends, in a Morphic Pool dock. All you need to do is enter the boat here, okay, so north side of the sewers, all the way up north, Morphic Pool waypoint. You enter the boat, there's tons of cutscenes, okay, the end game, and the game, after all of those cutscenes and after your confrontation with a Netherbrain, teleports you to the upper city, where you can find all of your allies and see all of the consequences for all of your choices from Act 1 to Act 3. Let's go to the upper city. This would be the upper city map. Everything starts from this spot. You speak with allies over here, the final conversation and so on. See all of the consequences. Huge fight awaits on this spot, huge fight awaits on this spot, and once you arrive here in front of the brainstem is where the game ends and you confront the final boss of the game. There are hundreds and hundreds of different endings in Baldur's Gate 3. It all depends how you play it. It's Act 1 from the very start. Anyways, that would be a 100% completion guide for Act 3 in Baldur's Gate 3. If you have any problems, everything that I said, every single area, every single encounter is covered on my YouTube channel under the title of the boss, title of the map, on Tactician difficulty. It took enormous amount of time to compile this video, hundreds of hours of game time basically, for hundreds and hundreds of different endings. As always, thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I'll be seeing you on the next one, or better to say, on some other CRPG, probably Rogue Trader, in 2 or 3 months from now.